Welcome. It's your man Got Dots back with another episode of Audible. We are here for Freestyle Friday, where we kind of mix social and sports and have good, healthy conversations for the most part. A little bit of housekeeping. We'll be doing the show. We'll be back on our regular schedule starting next week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Maybe doing another Friday show. I don't know. Thinking of doing something. Towards the year, what's going on, Gator Girl? Dr. Nikki, Miss Murr, how you doing? Maybe thinking of doing something like a kind of like a year-end wrap-up show over here. One of these Fridays, kind of like the year in sports, kind of like break down some of the biggest stories and that kind of stuff. Hold on, let me get it together. Y'all. Let me get it together. All right. Welcome to the show.
Hey, go ahead. I just want to chime in because, this was one of my suggestions. So I want to make sure I was here front and center. How about them Cowboys, nigga?
Yes. I don't want to hear any excuses. We took care of business, did what we were supposed to do to those Washington Commanders. And I've been seeing a lot of folks making excuses. Well, you guys ain't played nobody. It's the same Washington team that almost beat Philadelphia early in the year. But hey, we ain't played nobody. You just play who's on your schedule, and we're just gonna kind of keep it funky like that. But how you been doing? How was your holiday?
My holiday was peaceful. I did a whole lot of crafting. I have some other talents that people are not aware of, and spent time with my grandchildren, and I couldn't be happier.
Yeah. I just kind of relaxed. Had the family over and that kind of stuff. So I've been working on some other stuff. In other places, other spaces.
I hear you. Look, Santa Claus has some things coming for you too. So, I only create and do my crafting and art and all the other kind of stuff when I'm inspired. So, people inspired me and you made the list.
Appreciate it. Much appreciated. What's going on, brother? Certainly, how you doing? So let's get into it.
Wait. Before we do this, I have got to give out this RIP to to two teams who really need to be put on probation by the NFL until they do better. And one of them is the Giants. And the other one is the Chicago Bears. Y'all need to be put on probation by the NFL until y'all do better. We need a plan, a 5-year plan, audibles and all.
Yeah, it's a messed up situation with them Giants. I felt sorry for a brother of a certain age.
Put my husband in that group.
Yeah, it's been a rough season for a Giants fan. And I thought they was going to be not as good as they were last year, but I was like, this maybe a team that can win 8, 9, maybe 10 games, but it's been off the rails from the word go.
I mean, it's just sad. Like the Giants used to have one of the best defenses, bar none, in the NFL, and it's just like, woo, go get them out of retirement, do something, get Coughlin back, bring what's his name? What's the quarterback they had during 2000? Peyton's little brother,
Eli.
Bring Eli's ragged ass back. Do something. Go get some cheerleaders. Do something.
Well, we'll talk about those Giants, the Bears. Another big disappointment for me.
I know it's not the show for that, but I couldn't resist with a brother of a certain age. I mean, he's a good sport, has a great sense of humor, and yeah, he's a G-man. I couldn't resist.
I'm glad somebody's a Giants fan. We need somebody. and Miss Merv, come on, almost beat the Eagles in comment. You know what? Keep talking. Keep talking. So let's dive into it, Miss Lady. Angel Reese, for those who don't know who that is, a star basketball player for LSU women's basketball team, has gone missing. It's been rumors of what's going on. The team hasn't really come out and said what. What are your thoughts on this?
Oh my goodness, I have so many because as someone who has done most of my work history in the collegiate arena or higher ed, there are so many things that were problematic just about the parents having a conversation. all of that, because of course we know that that's a violation of FERPA. Nobody should be talking about her grades or, academic standing or anything like that. Then, I thought about, what I have learned from coming over here in the corporate space about, NIL deals and endorsements and sponsorships. And then, we can take it there with how the women who are in the WNBA really don't make a lot of money anyway. So there's so many things, which is why, I was like, can we talk about this? Because there's just so many, like, I don't know, like this is a springboard for so many other issues. But yeah, I'm definitely troubled by that.
Well, I see Gator Girl put that in there. We're gonna start with the NIL deal because I know that was like a running narrative. She's got her NIL deal, she's got her money. She shouldn't be concerned about college, and I'm kind of on the fence with that one, just for the simple fact, it's cool that she's gotten her money NIL. She's making money in social media spaces, and all of that. The thing about women college basketball, you don't see too many women, coming out as freshmen or sophomores and WNBA and that kind of stuff. And I mean, how invested, do you think any athlete, especially a collegiate athlete, making that kind of money, how invested do you think they are in, playing? I don't, that's why I've heard that discussion. Like, she's got her money, she's not focused on the team. And, the confusing part for me is the team is not, coach has not come out and said what's what. So let's focus. Let's break this down piece by piece. The NIL deal. Your thoughts on it?
Well, again, I really don't have any issues with only because I'm new to this conversation about NILs. Period. I don't have a problem with her making her money and, college athletes getting paid and things of that nature. I really don't. But what is, what would probably make me be on the fence about this is the way female athletes are treated and even sponsored, in regard to, the male counterparts. Mm-hmm. And the fact that it's something that doesn't happen that often with female athletes. And the fact that, we also had a conversation about a month ago about, role models and ambassadors. And sometimes you really can put a whole lot of undue pressure on people outside of just, trying to balance being a student athlete and, a college student who wants to finish in some sort of, with a degree, because I'm sure she's on full scholarship. Or she was. And I think the reason why the coach hasn't said anything is because of FERPA, which is the rule that protects, the institution from sharing information without written consent from her. That includes the coaches too.
I mean, but don't you? I was of the impression of this. Like, if I'm the university, because this is a story that's not going away. Every game that she misses, and they kind of tap dance around it. I would just, come out and say something like, she's away from the team for personal reasons, and it's kind of keep it vague but keep it moving. This is going to be a distraction the longer she stays out. I mean, you can't get away from the conversation of where is she, because we haven't heard, like I said, nothing definitive. We've heard rumors in regards to her mom and another player's mom discussing
Flage's mama. I can't believe she did that. I remember Flage from the rap game, Jermaine Dupri's rap game, because she was on, I think, the season with Miss Lotto or either the season after that. But I watched all of those shows because those kids were very, very talented. And we know that Flage's father, was a rapper from somewhere down there named Camouflage, which is why she went, her mom named her Flage. So she comes with her own set of issues and stardom or reputation, so to speak. I didn't even know the girl was an athlete until about 2 or 3 years ago, because after the rap game, she kind of just went back into obscurity because she didn't win. Mm-hmm. So it's like her mama, it's like, why, what are you doing? You wouldn't want your daughter penalized like that because of who her father is in the rap game, and then have that impact her while she's playing for LSU, which is a big school anyway. People are looking at them anyway. because of the division that they're in. I didn't understand it. I thought that was messed up all the way around. All the way around. But go ahead. I'm sorry. This got me excited.
No, you find, and I was like, when that rumor kind of came, I was like, why are we doing this?
But
You,
from Flage of all people, it's
yeah.
like Flage, it's not like you a little nobody.
I mean, but it's
You know
just
what I'm
got to be
saying?
a bit of jealousy there. It's a bit of jealousy. I mean,
It's a lot of jealousy.
let's keep it let's keep it a buck. It's a little bit of jealousy there because for lack of better terms, outside of Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese is the face of women's college basketball. And I don't follow women's college basketball that closely, but I know who Angel Reese is, just because she's everywhere. She's
And
all
she
over.
should be.
Yeah,
She should be. I mean, for all the right reasons.
but
She should be. But go ahead.
I'm like I said, I was surprised when that rumor came. I was like no, not like. I'd rather it came leaked from the school, not the parents and that kind of stuff. Like, why would you? It's like, to me, it's a bit of self-sabotage because like,
but it's high schoolish.
But I mean,
like at no university where I have ever worked have I ever heard a coach talking about this level of parent involvement to where it impacted the game.
That's
a problem.
I mean, it's a mess. It is a mess when you look at from all sides. Like, but the NIL deal, then you talking about. I mean, the grades part, is concerning, but at the same time, I don't think her not getting a degree hurts her earning potential.
No, not at all. And again, that goes back to another level of many reasons why they're jealous. And it's like, why?
I could get, she transferred from another university and that kind of stuff. And for I don't think that's what she wanted to be, the face of women's college basketball. But, like I said, outside of Caitlin Clark, who, represents, the white players, Angel Reese is the representative. She's articulate, and I ain't no
and she's audacious, and I love it.
Yeah, she has a certain swag about herself that you just don't see typically from women college athletes like that. She is like a trend. I mean, in lack of a better term, she's a trendsetter.
She's an influencer. She's become an influencer.
And it's a crazy situation. Like I said, I wish the university would just come out and say she's away from the team for personal reasons and like kind of like nip that in the bud and let's move on. Because the more you just kind of tap dance around it, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna have some new rumors until they address it some form of fashion. We're gonna have new rumors coming out. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody slipped up and said reason why she's away from the team that she was pregnant or something. Like you don't know. But you allow these narratives to fester, these rumors to fester. It is damaging.
But that's like, so let me ask you this question then. Mm-hmm. What could the school say that wouldn't warrant more questions and a deeper probe into what's really going on? What could they say?
I mean, but I would just come out and say this. She's away from the team for personal reasons. And that doesn't, that's like, it's vague. I don't have to be specific. You don't need to know what those personal reasons are. They might be for academic reasons. She might need to, they might have said, hey, you need to get your grades up before you come back to the team. But we're, for the media and for that, we're just going to say, you're away for personal reasons. Keep it vague. You don't have to get real specific. You don't have to give out, real personal information, but just, kind of like how pro teams do when guys miss games or, go away for a while, hey, he's gone for personal reasons. You don't need to really know what those personal reasons are, but you have to kind of address it in some form or fashion. They're so vague in every press conference and every game. It's they're not really addressing it. I get you don't want to violate FERPA and put on blast, but you got to say something.
Right, but there's nothing that they could say, in my opinion, to where it wouldn't it wouldn't add more of a stigma to her being that she's a woman.
It's not going to,
Because she's not hurt. It'd be different if she was injured.
I get it. I mean, trust me, I get it, because if she's injured, you could say she's out because of blah blah blah. But
Right.
when you decide personal reasons, that leaves it so vague. Like, people don't know. It might be, they're having problems with their spouse. They're having problems with this. You gotta give the media something. And I'm not saying it's sufficient, but you give them something. It's for example, like if I was to, let's kind of talk about the other space for this a quick bit. If I was to say, I'd have stopped doing shows over there and don't say anything, and people would be wondering what happened with this. Oh, they shut them down. They got this and blah blah. But if I come out and say, I'm stepping away for personal reasons, it's vague. You don't need to know the exact details, but I've given you something to kind of know. I've given you a bone to gnaw on until I want to address it further down the line.
I don't know. I think that that situation is just such a lose-lose situation. One, because of the protections of FERPA, and then two, you potential lawsuits for damaging future earnings because of what you say.
Well, we haven't even crossed that bridge, because if it comes out that that's the reason why she's away from the team, future earnings is, and women don't make that much in basketball.
Exactly.
Women don't make that much in basketball. Like, Angel Reese for me is it's other women with NIL deals, but for me, she's an outlier. Like, you are the face when it comes to NIL, and when we're talking about women in college sports, you're the face of that. It's ugly. It's ugly. And then, like, think about the team, the chemistry. If this is true, that she's away from because of her grades, how do they get along on the court, knowing that you've embarrassed me on a national scale?
Right, but the other thing is this: we don't know what she could say to say, well, wait a minute, half the team has less than what I have. What are you talking about? This is why, as I said, because of just me working in higher ed, I have seen how bad this can get with them making a statement, and then with, as I said, I think they have opened up Pandora's box with this one.
Well, you like I said, you came. If I was them, and like I said, if I was the school, and I would have just came out, hey, she's away for personal reasons, and if something came out in regards to her grades or any other rumors that may have come out, let it be that, hey, we've addressed it as a university. This is what the reason is. It's personal reasons. We're not going to give any further detail. And this, it's bad when you're not saying nothing. You just leave.
But it would be better if they just said she's no longer a member of the team. Well, she's out for personal reasons, the possibility of coming back. She is on suspension for, grades, and then her being able to say, well, other people have bad grades. Why? It's just bad. They should have just kicked her off the team and been done with it.
I mean, but even then, I would just say she's away. If you kick her off, then the question becomes, how do you kick off one of your best players, one of the best players in college basketball, women's college basketball? How you just kick her off the team? And now you've opened up, like you said, Pandora's box is wide open at that point, because you can't even logically say we put off because she was bad for the team, bad for the chemistry. You just won a national championship with her. Like, you can't Jordan Poole her like that. Like, it's an ugly situation. I just wish the university, and just for the sake of her, I wouldn't want none of her people saying anything. Let the university come out and say she's away for personal reasons. And it's vague. It doesn't give you anything, but at the same time, you got something to gnaw on. You give.
Well, I think where they messed up is when they stuck up for her, which they should have, but when they stuck up for her for what they were accusing her of being, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Come on now. I mean, they're
No, no, I'm
all.
saying it was BS, but I'm saying it's almost like, okay, you stuck up for her with this, so now you got something else going on that we can't know about. What could be worse than what the world actually saw?
I get you. I'm
It's like,
following on. I'm following you. It's ugly. The whole situation is ugly, and she's obviously in a tight spot because you don't really um I don't think she's media trained enough to be grilled exactly what that is. As soon as she starts talking, the follow-up questions are coming. And if you're doing this without the authorization of the university, you're just going on social media speaking your mind. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but it's ugly. It's ugly. What's going on, Tricks? What's going on, Ghost man? What's happening? Welcome to the show. It's ugly. Like,
and then she's got all of these followers. So it's not only is she a college student, a student athlete, the face of this, you got all these endorsements, but she picked up millions of followers. Like, oh my god, this is a mess. This is a gnarly mess.
I would just, like I said, if the team knew this was, I mean, and I knew, the team, the university had to know something was going on. That was going to cause her to miss time, whether it be grades, whether it be behavior, whether it be something personal. They knew this. Get out in front of it, and give the people something. Kind of like and we're going to talk about this a little bit later. The Josh Giddey situation, for those who haven't we'll talk about his situation. How the NBA came out and was like, yeah, they gave a blanket statement, a general statement, and it was kind of like, we'll address it later, but this is enough for now because we have to say something. You have to say something. Like, you got to come out. Hey, we're starting an investigation into blah 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 blah. Stay tuned for details. And whenever that is, it's no time. You haven't put a timetable on it. You've given the people something. You have to give the people something. You can't just, and that's, I mean, it's crazy. That's how the world is, but this is the social media era. You got to give the people something, because if you keep letting this narrative run around, whether it's true or not, about her grades, and then people are looking at her teammate and her mother, and it's a whole kid. Like, why are y'all even beefing? Why are the parents even? I mean, this came out. It wasn't necessarily that the player said it. Her mama said it, and it
I
was.
know, and I think it would have been I think that what they're doing is probably best, because you're going off of two parents having a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing should have happened based on two parents having a conversation, because they are not a part of the organization. They're
Well,
not.
I'm with you, but this is, we're talking about the dangers in sports. Like, we talk about, we've talked about, previously, how players, get media training and have them symposiums about, how you should conduct yourself, in and out of the
Mm-hmm.
public. This is, how do you have that conversation with your mama? Like, mama, you can't, if I'm telling you something in confidence, you can't go anywhere and tell anybody this, because of who I am, and the status of, the visibility that's on me. You can't say, like, are you having that conversation? If I'm talking about, Angel, are you having that conversation with your mom? Like, you can't be going back and forth with people on social media. You can't be doing, especially revealing information about me. You can't do that.
Or something that's going to hurt the team. It ain't even about just that one person. You are hurting, you are punishing the entire team.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, this is ugly. And I don't see it, until the team, until the university comes out and actually says definitively, this is what it is. She's away for, I was like I said, personal reasons. That covers so many areas, because it could be for academic reasons.
Right.
It
But for
covers.
women, people always think a domestic violence situation or pregnancy.
But let them at this point. You got to kind of let them speculate, because that's all you can do until you get stone cold facts. Like, if they come out and say this personal reasons, that leaves the window open. You can speculate. You can speculate domestic violence or pregnancy. I can speculate, she's getting her grades together, because that's the rumor I heard. Like, let the people speculate. They're going to speculate anyway. When you have, for lack of better terms, the face of women's college basketball not playing, um you're going to have that. So just you got to suck it up. You got to bite the bullet. If I'm the university, I bite the bullet, put out a media statement, and leave it be. When we will address it internally, we'll handle it internally, whatever that issue is. Because I don't see LSU saying because her grades dropped to a 2.0, you can't play. Like I don't see that being something plausible that but I don't know how they run their program, but at the same, it's bad.
But see,
It's
you
bad.
got larger implications, though. If I could interject these two ideas into our conversation. So you have the NCAA compliance issues. So that's going to threaten your program. And then you have two other issues. So did her GPA drop from spring of last year? Because they don't count the summer semesters. And this semester is not even over with yet. So how do you know? Are you looking at her midterm grades? Like, how do you know this?
I mean, but
and how was it enough for them to take any type of action?
I mean, but think about what you just said. Like, how many people who have not been in college and had that real college experience even know that much about how grades are calculated on the college level? I mean,
they could bench the NCAA could come through and bench that whole program because of that, because you have an ineligible player playing.
Yep. And who's to
and
say
there are fines and penalties that come along with that, and then Angel could turn around and sue.
Yeah. I mean,
this is so bad.
Like I said, you're so, like I said, the non we're not going to speak on it. We're just going to continue to play. That's bad. Give the people something. Give the people something until it's all that's kind of worked out to whatever that looks like. Take the situation that's going on in Michigan with with their head coach on the college football side. We put out a statement, we're going to do this, boom, 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 and whatever information comes out that's definitive, that comes out, that's fine. But we've got to say something to address it, because now it's a story. And if you let the story,
but again, someone who is a staff of the university is different than someone who's a student there. There's way much more, culpability or responsibility or expectations on someone who's employed there, because you can let them go or move them to some other situation. But what I can see happening right now, so I don't know how many people know this, but every single institution has what we call a FAR, and that's a faculty athletic representative. And that person is supposed to be in charge with keeping, students academically, compliant for the sake of, NCAA reasons and so on and so forth. So, you've got quite a few people who, are in trouble depending on what they say to the news. Like, it's so, this is so bad.
But you say something.
And I hate LSU. This is so bad.
And I'm like, say something. Me personally, she's away for personal reasons, and we'll kind of leave it at that. If you don't want to give the people too much to where they asking follow-up questions. I mean, they're going to speculate anyway. Everybody's speculating on social media. People, at first it was the grades. Now people thinking because she got the money, the NIL, she's not that interested. She's, taking her own break from the team. They're just not going to come out. There's so much speculation around it. Just come out and give a vague statement, give a blanket statement, and kind of keep it moving.
But you don't ever want to be the person who sets a precedence for something else. Because either you're going to get away with it, or they're going to make an example out of you from it.
I mean, but if she gets, let's say it's academic, is that something? I mean, that's nothing new. Players have been deemed ineligible due to academics, and they've gone back and taken banners and championships and all kind of stuff from. That's nothing new. It's not. But for women's college basketball, you just, I can't recall a story that has grown legs like this in women's college basketball in so long, because it typically doesn't happen. This kind of stuff doesn't come. You see it more with like the men's side than the women's side. So she's a trendsetter, and not in necessarily a good way with this one. Not necessarily in a good way with this one. I don't know how this plays out. Because they haven't said she's kicked off the team. 'Cause then that's a whole separate discussion of why she got kicked off. I don't know. This is bad. This is bad. I mean, more so for her. More so for her. The university's going, survive. They're going to thrive. They'll still recruit players. They'll still be, doing what they do, business will go on. This is a hiccup. This is an annoyance. But for her, this
Right, because we don't know what the terms and conditions are of her NIL. I
exactly.
mean, I'm sure it's sports related. Because nobody ever said coming out that, she was, graduating at the top of her class. So it's not athletic. I mean, it's not academics.
Yeah.
So, there's money. Like this is so bad.
And I'm
If I
sure.
were working there as a professor, I would have been like, no.
No, I mean it's like I said, it's bad more so for her. I know her teammate, she caught a little flack, but she's not as people know who she is, but she's not on that level of an Angel Reese. That
Look, she is in her area. I want to know. I don't know why I cannot recall where her dad is from. It's somewhere in Florida.
yeah. I remember
Or maybe it's in Louisiana.
I remember he had like a couple songs back in the day. Nothing too.
It was nothing I was bopping to. So I mean, as I said, had Jermaine Dupri not told me who she was, I wouldn't have known.
Yeah. But it's a bad situation. And speaking of bad situation, have you heard about the Josh Giddey situation?
No, because I've been following the black one, and it sounds like a white situation. So go ahead.
Well, it is.
I'm just joking.
But let me kind of inform people. Say,
I can only have emotions for black situations.
no. But it could be a trickle down effect. And me and the homie Slander will kind of talk about this tomorrow because it kind of fits into that Me Too movement where you're starting to see a lot of these lawsuits and stuff come out.
Oh God, I'm so glad today's the last day for that.
Well, I mean,
I can't take it.
People have been filing and getting them in before, but it's already been. I don't want to turn this into a political show, but it's already been talks of extending that act up in New York.
Wow, because it's so many. That is so sad.
But Josh, we'll talk about because I want to save that commentary I got for tomorrow's show, Deny the Sector show. Y'all make sure y'all go tune in, check it out. But the Josh Giddey situation, I'm seeing it's kind of like a crossover for me because it's come out. Josh Giddey, a basketball player for the Oklahoma City Thunder, very good player, has allegedly, I'm just going to say allegedly, it's been reported that he was had some dealings with an underage female. Yeah, get it, girl. It's down bad. He's had some dealings with an underage female, and in this age, you got to be careful who you associate with, places you are, people you interact with, and then they kind of like cross. When I say this is kind of like a crossover type story, you're starting to see these rash, lawsuits pop up. I'm waiting to see these rash, number of lawsuits start popping up on sports players, former sports players, and current sports players. Hey, he was in my town for a road game with the Indiana Pacers, and he did something to me at the Strip. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody hit James Harden with a lawsuit in the next 10 to 15 years. I mean, this is the era that we're in, and a lot of this, and I don't want to say these young ladies are lying. But I find it hard. It's giving me Bill Cosby vibes when they do this. Like, you got this happened 30 years ago. How do you have tangible evidence to, to do this? But like to bring it back to the Josh Giddey situation, like it's come out. Like I said, he was with an underage female. We don't know. She claimed that they had sex, but we don't know. Was he aware that she was underage? It's a messy situation. I say it. So for me, it's a crossover. It's a crossover event because I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing NBA players, NFL players, this sports players, period, started getting random lawsuits from people that they interacted with. I mean, because that's always been the theme, especially with NBA players. They travel and it goes down city to city to city to city to city. They got a woman, maybe a stable of women in every city. I'm looking at you, Magic Johnson, when I make that comment. Like, what's to stop them from coming back and saying, they did XYZ to me back in 85? Like, what's to stop them?
Right. That's crazy. Like, okay, so as a woman, it's difficult to really state your position on this because you're going to be, if you say certain things, you're going to be viewed as male identified. And then if you say other, if you go the other way, then it's almost like there's some degree of you being gullible, because just because somebody is a woman doesn't mean that you got to jump. Like, I'm not an Al Sharpton, okay? Just like Al Sharpton will jump on anything that's black. And we need to have somebody like that, but that's just not me. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's like if you put it, a police report, and let's say you didn't really get, it's kind of swept under the rug because of whatever, then I'm all for you saying, hey, here's what I did then, and nobody, paid me any attention, and nobody believed me. And then somebody opened up the door for you to be able to then come and, revisit some things. But it's almost like too, because of the trauma that's associated with sexual assault, or SA, brain has a really unique way of putting you in a situation to where it'll put something into your, long-term memory so that, you can cope and move forward and what have you. And you don't want to not give those people a voice. So it's like, as a woman, it's very, very difficult for you to like kind of take a stand on that one way or another. Because again, that's when we start getting to sweeping generalizations like all men are bad, all sports athletes are, hoes and, whatever. Mm-hmm. So that's just a really, I don't know, sticky situation.
Yeah, and it's not just for women, it's for men also, because you don't want to be seen as a man, you don't want to be seen as insensitive to the trauma of a woman, but at the same time, you have a bit of skepticism about how valid is this claim. And like I said, with the Josh Giddey situation, this stuff kind of blew up on social media the past couple of days. And the NBA, like I was saying earlier with the LSU situation, they came out and made a blanket statement. Hey, we're looking into it, we're gonna investigate it, and we'll get back to you at a later time once we have something. Give that's how that NBA gets on top of it. This story has started to get get some traction on it, some steam on it. It's real big on the Twitter Spaces.
NBA so let me ask you this hypothetical. Could you imagine if some of the sexual exploits of Wilt Chamberlain were to come back and file lawsuits?
Man, what are you talking about? I mean,
it wouldn't be enough hours in a day to talk about. It wouldn't be a long enough battery life on your phone, or like StreamYard you wouldn't have the bandwidth to. Oh my gosh.
I mean, we're kind of like in real sticky territory, because I think they're starting with the entertainers, but I wouldn't be surprised if that kind of movement kind of transitions over to more on the athletic side. Like you started seeing Deshaun Watson's the latest big case for me. You started seeing people come out left and right. He touched me. He did this. He did that. He did this. He did that. And it was. And you can't, like you said, you can't put a timetable on trauma, but I mean, it's a lot of gray area to kind of work with this stuff. But
I mean, they used to have they got to the point where athletes and celebrities or whatever would have them sign NDAs or what have you. Are they gonna have to start cutting checks too? Like, I'm gonna cash app you for this, so now it's a transaction and not a like to have some finality to this. I don't understand. It's like, I don't know.
I mean, but I think when you're in that kind of a realm, when you have first of all, when you have that level of notoriety, when you have those kind of resources that are available, you've got to move differently. I think you have to move differently than the average person. You can't you can't think of yourself as a regular person because I'm not on TV um every day or every Sunday. Nobody is sitting up for hours of the day, week, day after day talking about my exploits on the field. Like you're in a different social bracket, and you have to conduct yourself as such. Like I don't know how I'd be scared just to meet new people. Like, 'cause I don't know. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like,
Right.
I'm wary of meeting people like, brand new people now, and I'm not even, a celebrity and nothing like. I'm just like, what is your intentions? What are your motives? Like,
You are very much a celebrity. Everybody's trying to find out who you are. You are very much a celebrity.
that's a story for later.
I will not let you get away with that on any channel.
Ah, but as a celebrity, and I think we're talking about NBA players. Let's say NBA players, you guys are traveling to 41 different cities year after year
Playing
after year.
all those games, which is why I cannot follow too many games.
I mean, but you're talking about 41 different road trip games. It's
And
not.
groupies galore.
I mean, and you've heard the stories. They're lining up at the hotel. I mean, come on, all I'm all-star game. Come on, you know where the quote unquote high value women are going. Like the OnlyFans models, they're flocking to wherever the all-star
The
game
high
is.
value or high cost women.
Well,
There's a difference.
I don't want to put no smut on their name, but but Gator Girl, I like that. And we're gonna touch on that in just a second because I want to talk about referee Scott Foster and Chris Paul situation. That's another weird situation that they're not kind of, but as to kind of focus in on this as a sports player, like I'd be scared just to meet people, man. Like I wouldn't want to, I would have to be meeting people, in the same tax bracket. But even then, that's a crapshoot. like we got to have NDAs, we got to have prenups. We've got to have all of that.
The NDA lie detector test might have to cover your face up.
I mean, I would have to. I mean, because I'd be scared because
DNA samples.
Because I could see how easily a little PDA, somebody see us at the club, and 5 years later, you're talking about he slipped something in my drink. That's one of the stories that's kind of come out. And we'll talk about that tomorrow on the Sector show. It's kind of come out with Puffin, one of his new lawsuits that he might have slipped something in my drink. Like it's too many, too much going on in the world, and social media has made it worse, where people have this access to this, that, and the third. I'd be scared. And Josh Giddey, like, how could you be messing with, I'm an NBA player. Like my people not vetting these people that are coming to my party, or I'm at a party. This I got to make sure ain't nobody underage here. Like I can't do this. I can't.
Exactly.
I can't. But Gator Girl, I did want to talk about that. NBA refs need refs are they're not important until they're important. They're not, you don't notice who they are until this, they make themselves notice. And I agree with you. Referees should be made to address the press, but I mean, I think a lot of these sports leagues, from baseball to basketball to football, they do a lot of work to protect the referees, because you don't want them up there messing up the brand. You don't want them to be, what's his name, Tom Donahue, the referee that got caught making bets on games. Like, you do not want these guys in front of the press, explaining why they didn't call a holding on this call, or why they called a foul on that one. And the whole Chris Paul situation, it got kind of weird because he talked about it in the press conference, like, this is something that involves my son. Like, how? Like, what is this? This is weird. Like, I mean, I get it. Some refs don't like certain players, but this situation is weird to me. But I mean,
but can I interject there, Gator Girl? That might be painful because some of these refs only speak like 4 words at a time. So I don't know. That might be a little painful to have them address the press.
I don't mean I get it, Gator Girl. You want them to be held accountable, but the league is not going to allow referees such and such to get up there and explain why you blew that pass interference call, at the end of the game. Like we'll do our own investigation and come up with they missed X amount. I get it. I agree with you, Gator Girl. They should have some accountability, but as far as them getting in front of the press, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. That they the league won't let it happen. Like you don't even once the game is over, you don't see reporters running up on them or nothing. Like nah, they get them out of there. Get shit shower shade, get the hell out the building, get the hell out the arena. We'll address any questionable calls. But hell, they're so protective of the brand. We'll find players for talking shit about our refs. We'll find them. Like we are about protecting the brand, and anything that brings questions to the brand, like we protect it. And if we got to protect it from our own players, we'll do that. That's why you don't really see when they do go off. Hey, we'll hit you with a quick 25,000. Let you know we're not fucking around. Ask Mark Cuban, them fines go up. Ask Mark Cuban, them fines go up and up. Yeah, you keep fucking around, fucking with the brand. We don't care who you own, like but you're not fucking with the brand, like But I agree.
At all.
But you can't. But man, let me get my behind up out of here because I got to finish working on a little project. Man, I would show y'all, but I don't want to taint the brand over here. I've been working on a little side project. Working on my little editing and stuff. That's what I'm trying to diversify. I'm trying to diversify my portfolio, like expand my skill set. So I'm trying to.
You just trying to build up haters. I know that's what that's code for. Go ahead. I fuck with it.
It's not even build up. Like you've been listening to me long enough to know I want to see people win in whatever fashion that is.
But they don't want to see you win. That's what I'm saying. You just building up haters.
But hey, that's
picking them up.
That's not my problem.
That's not how you go Christmas shopping.
Feel free to hate on me. Like I can't control how you feel about me. But yeah, I'm working on some stuff. Like I said, I want to add a little something to the Tuesday and Thursday shows. I don't want to reveal too much, but hell, ain't but so many people over here. But add a little something to the show. Have some guests up and different flavors.
Some segments, possibly.
Yes, segments. I want
perhaps.
I want to.
I ain't shit.
Brother of certain age, come on, man.
There will not be a G-Men segment. I promise you that.
But yeah, I want to do that. I want to do a year in sports, like a wrap up show closer to the end of the year. Like I want to do different kind of stuff, and I'm working on some stuff with some people as far as production wise and all that. I mean, the sport's gonna be the sports. That's easy. But I just want to kind of up the production going into the new year. So I'm working on some stuff. I'm playing around with some software and that kind of way. And the fact that you're a hater because of that, oh well.
How dare you upgrade? We don't want bells and whistles.
brother. So yeah, I'm working on segments, different kind of stuff. I'm all open to improving. Sharpening the craft and getting better at some stuff. Like I said, I've been practicing with some different kind of software behind the scenes.
Cool.
I'm about to start up another channel with a couple good brothers from the sector. On some non-sector. So I'm trying to do different stuff. I'm trying to spread my wings creatively, whatever that looks like for me. So
well, listen, I'd like to say on behalf of all people with prefrontal cortexes that are developed, thank you.
No, it's much appreciated, man. Gator Girl, come on. We're not doing the cowboy hate today. We're not doing the because you know what? I've been going light on you and your Florida Gators. Roll Tide. I've been going light on you and your Florida Gators this year.
And Gator Girl, I've been watching your Florida Gators just to support you because I really don't give a damn about the teams.
I've been going light on you. You know, I've been kind of like looking away when y'all been getting your ass whooped. Like, don't make me to dedicate a segment of the show. Y'all about y'all failures. Roll Tide, Roll Tide. No, oh shit, you teaming up with the product. Defrauding. I've reached out to talked about doing a show with Tiz one time. Like, I like to get around with people who have something to say. I'm just gonna put it to you like that. If you ain't got much to say, I don't really enjoy talking to you that
People
much.
who can use their inside voices.
That too. But I like to get around people that to have something to say, have a decent energy most of the time. I get it. We all have our bad days, but I want somebody that's got a decent energy. And I'm enjoying the Saturday show. Me and the homie do. Like, it's different. I gotta do matter of fact, I gotta do my homework for that show tomorrow. But it's we trying different stuff, and those that know. We're branching out and doing stuff. But over here, like I said, we're gonna be adding some segments, adding some different kind of stuff. Working on my uploading skills, because my first one was kind of rough, but I'm getting better at it. I'm practicing.
Look at you. Well, I'm gonna drop down so that you can wrap your show up and we can get ready for the other space. Because I'm sure
Yeah.
you're not gonna let everybody be outlight you. That's the word I'm looking for.
Oh, yes.
And people worked hard to get on the front porch this week.
Did they? And we gonna.
So you got to let them out.
Well, Miss Lady, it's always a pleasure. Like I said, we working on some stuff. We working on stuff, and those that know, and those that are interested, hey, I'm open to any and everything. I'm all about expanding the brand, whatever that looks like.
Well, I can't see the chat, so I do want to say what's up to everybody in the chat. And I heard you mention defrauding. I do want to say, just as a shameless plug, y'all, please, if you're not subscribed to his channel, please do and read his short stories. They are phenomenally written and very much engaging. So please support the brother with his short stories. They are phenomenal. And I said it.
Yeah, I'm a big supporter of the fraud and what he got going. And I support a lot of people, man. Like, at the end of that,
I know, but he has good quality, stuff.
Yeah.
So please support him. And I have the credentials to say that.
Yeah, if you take the time, I know some people they got that ADHD going. Like, take the time and read, because the fraud will be on one. If you pay
absolutely,
if you pay,
he will take you on a trip. But I'm gonna drop down as always. Dots, you know what it is, and those who don't know what it is, it's because it ain't none of their business. So I'll holler back at you. See, I got one. That's my party.
Look at you coming up with catchphrases. Y'all been hanging out with me too much.
I know, right? I've been working on it. Later.
All right, Miss Lady. Oh man, all right. Yes, Miss Murphy. Yeah, the 96 show, for those who don't know. Yeah, we'll be doing that tomorrow. Really enjoy those shows. Like, hey man, it's no pressure. It's just two cool dudes is having a conversation about what's going on the outside. We do our stuff enough through the week, but we doing something, man. Make sure y'all go support that. If you want to participate in the show, hey, this hit the link, man. We know we open. This it's a safe space to just be you, whatever that is. Gator Girl, yeah, it's next season is our season. Y'all been saying that for a minute. When's the last time y'all was winning something? Tebow, but I'm gonna leave it on that. Oh, can we talk about this Bears museum? Come on, man. The fraud and I like your short stories, man. But how about writing a script for Chicago Bears winning season? And on that note, let me get my behind up out of here. I got to get ready because like I said, I'm working on some stuff. Y'all know the phrase, the page over here. Damn, I forgot where I was at. Y'all know the phrase, the page over here. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but every time you learn. And I'm out.